My name is Megan Kocher. I'm on the Wilkes-Barre Square today, October 18th, for our No Kings protest. I'm here with Rural Organizing, Action Together, and a couple of other local groups who came together to say, we will not back down. In America, we don't do kings. We're here today because our government is not respecting our Constitution, our freedoms, our rights, and our democracy. We're here because while they use our tax dollars to fund their power grabs...
Fuck Donald Trump!
Scared the shit out of me. I agree. Fuck Donald Trump. I don't even know what I was saying. They're using our tax dollars to fund their power grabs, and we're not going to stand by and abide by it. We're here showing up in record numbers across the world to stand in solidarity and say, in America, we don't do kings.
For our first speaker, my friend, my boss also, so I have to say that. She pays me to say that. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't do that. Alisha Hoffman, Executive Director of Action Together, NEPA.
Good morning, Wilkes-Barre. It is a beautiful day to celebrate the fact that there are no kings in America. As Jess said, my name is Alisha Hoffman, and I'm the Executive Director of Action Together, NEPA. We are so proud to be here with all of you today and with organizers, community members from around the region to demand an end to Donald Trump's power grab that he's using our tax dollars to pay for. President Trump is pouring public money into his authoritarian takeovers of cities, deploying federal forces, seizing local police in D.C., and funding mass detentions and deportation operations. And all while cutting services that working families rely on every single day. And that's why I'm here right now, specifically to talk to you about accountability. We know we need to stop Trump's power grab, but we also know we need to hold our representatives accountable who are enabling him. Elected officials like Senator Dave McCormick, and yes, Senator John Fetterman, and every single one of the members of the House of Representatives who represent northeastern Pennsylvania are all playing right along with Trump's whims. Want to gut Medicaid and SNAP? They said, no problem. Want to decimate the Department of Education? They said, why not? Want to pump billions into a secret police force that's kidnapping our neighbors and terrorizing our communities across the country? They said absolutely. They want to pretend that checks and balances and separation of power doesn't matter to democracy. They said, yeah, sir, we'll go right along with it. Want to shut down the entire federal government again and screw over our federal workers, all to avoid keeping health care affordable and extending the affordable tax care credits? Right now, they're saying yes. Yes, sir. We'll tell a bunch of lies about it, and we'll try to blame everyone else, even though it's a basic fact that the Republican control in the White House, the Republican control the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. That brings me to Congressman Rob Bresnahan. My congressman as well. This guy is cosplaying as a regular guy while trading millions in stocks. He's just a regular guy who's getting a $20,000 tax break from the legislation that he voted for. After lying to his constituents over and over again, saying he wouldn't vote to cut Medicaid, he's just a regular guy who bought an undisclosed helicopter, claimed to have it monitoring emergencies, and then flew to meet Donald Trump. So, we would like to introduce you to Brezzy the Heli right over here. We've been asking if anyone has their own secret helicopter, and we were a little bummed when no one had one. So now we've got our own. But it's clearly not a secret. Go over at some point, meet the new helicopter, get your picture taken, post them all over social media because the secret's out. Costs are skyrocketing for families like ours. But reps like Rob Bresnahan are still flying high. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to stand up for families that are struggling to pay Bresnahan's soaring costs. We're going to fight to demand that all of our federal representatives vote to extend the Affordable Tax Act credits permanently. We can't afford not to. Until we make that commitment, we simply cannot reopen a government that's not working for working families. So we will hold representatives accountable. We will hold Bresnahan accountable. We will hold Fetterman accountable and McCormick accountable. We will hold elected officials accountable at every level of government because that is what democracy is all about. And we'll be accountable to each other and our communities. We will keep showing up for each other and demanding better. We will keep defending the vulnerable members of our communities who are under attack. We will grow this movement and support each other in this fight because we're in this for the long haul and we've got each other's backs. We're going to keep taking action together and we might lose some of the fights, but we're staying in it and we're not backing down. We are not backing down because we will not accept Donald Trump's power grabs. We will not stand for our representatives enabling him. And again, we don't have kings in America. Thank you.
Thank you all so much. I'm excited to introduce local historian, American historian, Dr. Chelsea Chamberlain.
You are not here because you hate America. You are here to fight for the America that you love. Patriotism is not the unquestioning celebration of our country. It's urging our country to fulfill its potential to be more equal, more free, and more democratic than it is today. You're here to say that Trump is not a king, even if he's acting like one. He's putting tariffs on the whole world just because he feels like it. He's treating Congress like a pet, not a co-equal branch of government. He's stealing money from states that he hates. He's sending troops into cities with policies that he dislikes. And he's sending masked agents to terrorize our neighborhoods. In all these ways, he's acting like a king, and that's why we're here to say we have no kings in America. I teach American history, and when I feel despair at the state of our country and all the ways that it's falling short, I look to our deep history of protest and activism for inspiration. That history can give us hope that as long as we fight and keep fighting, our country's best days are ahead of it. Now, many of you may be familiar with Frederick Douglass. He was born into slavery. His humanity was denied by that evil system. He escaped bondage and dedicated himself to the fight for abolition. And that was a long fight. It was more than 25 years between securing his own freedom and the freedom of all enslaved people in 1865. And just a few years later, in 1869, white supremacists were hard at work undermining the rights guaranteed by the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, something we're experiencing again today. And in a demonstration of solidarity, Douglas spent much of that year giving speeches in defense of immigrants. He spoke in defense of what this country can be when it welcomes immigrants. This is what he said. There are such things in the world as human rights. They rest upon no conventional foundation, but are eternal, universal, and indestructible. Among these is the right of migration, the right which belongs to no particular race. I know of no rights of race superior to the rights of humanity. And when there is a supposed conflict between human and national rights, it is safe to go the side of humanity. He went on. The outspread wings of the American eagle are broad enough to shelter all who are likely to come. Now that's patriotism. I want to tell you about one other important activist who has words for us today, James Baldwin. Some Baldwin fans in the house, good. 100 years after Frederick Douglass and his allies claimed victory in their fight for abolition, Baldwin was part of the civil rights movement, fighting to make the U.S. fulfill its promise of equal rights. He wrote an essay called A Letter to My Nephew, and all of you should go home and look it up because it's incredible. He wrote to a younger generation and urged them to put love above fear to push for a better America. He said, if the word integration means anything, this is what it means. That we with love shall force our brothers to see themselves as they are, to cease fleeing from reality and begin to change it. For this is your home, my friend. Do not be driven from it. Great men have done great things here and will again, and we can make America what America must become. So, as I always ask my students, what are the key takeaways from these activists' lives? First, when we fight for equality and democracy, we're not starting from scratch. We're carrying on the legacies of great patriotic movements filled with people who did the work. And second, that work is long. Douglass fought for decades to see the end of slavery. The civil rights movement didn't start or end in the 1960s. It had deep roots in World War II, and in many ways it lives on today. And finally, the fight for equality is one that must cut across divisions. Douglass recognized that if immigrants were not welcomed as equals in the United States, the promises of the founding would remain unfulfilled for all. He also joined the fight for women to get the vote, by the way. And Baldwin was tragically sidelined in much of the civil rights movement because he was gay. And divisions like those cannot be allowed to persist today. We are all here because we believe in an America that values and protects the vulnerable, the poor, the disabled, immigrants, the LGBT community, especially transgender people whose very right to exist is under attack. We believe in bodily autonomy and in laws that are the same for the rich as they are for the poor. We believe that the government, especially the president, works for us, not us for them. We're here not because we hate America, but because we love it. Because when we choose love and unity over fear and division, we can make America what America must become. Thank you.
We need to make sure that we are defending the critically important work that they do in our communities for us, for our friends, for our families, for our neighbors. So it is my honor to introduce Iris Rakowski, who is a retired Social Security worker and organizer.
So yes, my name is Iris Rakowski. I'm a retired 30-year employee of Social Security. I served in many positions in our union, Local 2809, and have continued to work with the union for fair and equitable treatment of federal workers. I also served as a national organizer with the national union, and I still help organize in the local. I'm here to tell you about what federal workers are experiencing and how the public is affected. First, there are 4,200 federal workers in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area. We are not a third party. We are your neighbors. Our kids go to school with yours. We go to the same places of worship. We see you in the supermarkets. We are you. We just work for the federal government. The only reason the checks are still going out and the phones are being answered is because SSA employees are still doing their absolute best for the American people. Now, thank you. Now, through the government shutdown, they do that without pay. They are now 2 weeks in without pay. So yesterday, I sent a flyer out to our members for the CEO Thanksgiving Food Bank. Normally, I send a request out for volunteers. Now I'm telling them how to take advantage of that themselves. So those 4,200 also now, because they are not getting paid, are not contributing to the local economy. So there are businesses that are losing business because we don't have money to spend. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say we. So Social Security is an earned benefit. You work your whole career and pay into the system so that you can retire with dignity. I've been paying into it for over 45 years, and I know probably there are people out here who paid into it much longer. If the program is self-sufficient, it should be taken out of congressional appropriations, but that's another story. It is our money, though, and it belongs to us. So these workers are on the front line, and they're seeing the impacts every day. They are doing their best, but the dam is going to break. We have people coming in every day crying. So they come into the office in tears, and they're showing up every day, serving the public, and they're scared they can't pay their own bills and feed their children. On top of that, they can't fully service the public that they're sworn to serve. So what happens is, when there's a shutdown, there's certain services they're not allowed to do. And I've got some stories on how that's affected the public. So beneficiaries who need a proof of income letter are unable to receive this unless they have an online account. We had an 89-year-old widow who's going to be evicted because she can't get this proof to renew her housing. Not right. An elderly gentleman who has no computer experience could not close on a mortgage without this document. You cannot get a loan, food assistance, welfare, or anything that needs proof of income without that document. And if you don't have access to the internet and a My Social Security account, you're just shit out of luck. An employee had a caller who was, this is horrible. So if someone has an overpayment, they can make arrangements for partial payments so they still get some money every month. She started this process before the shutdown. The shutdown stopped it. Now she's not getting a check at all until they come back to work and they can make this process happen. So please call your Congress member and tell them to protect Social Security, protect the American people, protect their health care, and like they said, stop using us as pawns to get to that point. Do not mess with these benefits and fully staff our agency. And as a last request, we have a table at the end. I've just got some little postcards there. If you wouldn't mind dropping a quick note to our employees. They're not getting paid, but maybe we can give them a little bit of encouragement. Thank you.
So something else has been going on, well, all year, but it's like for many, many years. There's another group of people who gets used as political pawns, and we're pretty tired of that. Do we support our veterans? Do Donald Trump and the Republicans support our veterans? They do not. Do we have any veterans in the crowd here today? Thank you for your service.
thank you for your service, and I am sorry about the way you are being treated by your own government. The other group of people that has gotten jerked around are the folks who take care of our veterans. We need to be standing up for our VA workers every single day in this country. Because while we've got folks like Rob Bresnahan giving lip service to supporting our veterans, he has not said a single word about the massive cuts to the VA. He's claiming now to be concerned about those federal workers, but all year he has let them get jerked around while they're trying their absolute hardest to do some of the most important work in this country and take care of our nation's veterans. So, are we going to stand up for our VA workers? Are we going to make sure that we stand up for our veterans? Are we doing that because we love this country? All right. I'm honored to bring up Janet Oborski next, who is the president of AFG Local 1699 and works with the Wilkes-Barre Veterans Administration Medical Center. Welcome, Janet.
She kind of killed my opening, so to all my veterans out there, I love taking care of you, and thank you for your service. So, we're here today, not just in protest, but in defense of dignity, democracy, and the people who keep this country running. I stand before you today as a federal worker with 21 years of service and the local president of AFGE Local 1699 at the Wilkes-Barre VA. I've had the privilege of serving our nation's veterans at the Wilkes-Barre VA, where I have witnessed firsthand unique and specialized care they receive. Care that differs significantly from the civilian healthcare system. At the VA, we build relationships with veterans and their families, ensuring they receive the respect and medical attention they deserve. Working at the VA has been an honor of mine and all my peers. We take immense pride in serving our veterans, those who have served for our country. This administration is in full attack against the Department of Veteran Affairs, and they want nothing more than failure, paving the way for privatization, an outcome that would deprive our veterans of the specialized care they need and deserve. We made a promise to our veterans when they enlisted. They served our country, often at great personal cost, and deserve health care for the injuries they sustained in service. In recent months, all federal employees have endured relentless attacks from this administration. We've been publicly belittled, told our work is unnecessary, and under the Department of DOGE, who everybody knows so much about, subjected to weekly emails branding our efforts as wasteful and fraudulent. These accusations are far from true. I mean, false. You all know that. They are in a deliberate attempt to undermine the integrity of public service. Now, as Iris spoke about earlier, we are being weaponized in a political standoff, used as leverage to pressure Democratic leaders into accepting legislation that they fundamentally oppose. This shutdown is not a reflection of failed governance by federal workers or our armed forces. It is the result of a reckless and partisan battle, and its consequences are falling squarely on the shoulders of your neighbors, your friends, and your family, where it hurts the most, their paychecks. Today, approximately 750,000 federal employees are either furloughed or working without pay. This includes both non-essential personnel who have been sent home and essential personnel, those in defense, law enforcement, TSA, SSA, and even some of my own colleagues at the VA who can continue to serve without weekly compensation. To go on, in 2019, Congress passed legislation guaranteeing back pay for all federal employees affected by future shutdowns. Yet this administration is now attempting to reverse that promise, claiming these workers are not worthy of compensation for the time they've already given. So let's be clear. This is not just a policy dispute. It is a betrayal of public servants who uphold the functions of our democracy, while fighting to ensure our members have the needs to sustain this shutdown. Our union is also fighting another battle, a battle of survival. As a local president at the VA, I stand before you not just on behalf of my members, but also alongside a national union that represents federal employees across multiple agencies, including Department of Defense and the Bureau of Prisons, SSA, here all locally. Today, all of us are under attack. We are fighting to restore our collective bargaining agreements that are being blatantly ignored by the Department of VA, following an executive order issued by none other than the great president, so he calls himself. In direct violation of labor laws and precedent, the VA has also stripped the bargaining unit status from dedicated employees, arbitrarily reclassifying them as non-bargaining. Let's call it what it is, illegal. This is not just a local issue. It's a national crisis for labor rights. Our national offices are engaged in a battle of a lifetime, because this assault on union protections will not stop with us. If they can dismantle federal unions, they're coming for all unions across the country. Federal employees commit themselves to serving the American people, whether it's me at the VA taking care of your grandfather, whether it's Barry Sue, the president of Local 2809, assisting seniors with the Social Security, or my great friend Ned, who's ensuring our military receives the resources they need to serve you. We will not be silent. We will not be shamed. And we will not allow this administration to strip away the dignity and rights of the federal workforce. We are here today to say no. No to the attacks on our constitutional rights, no to dismantling of federal services, and no to any leader or thug who believes he can rule this nation as a king. We stand together in defense of our democracy and the integrity of public service. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Wilkes-Barre. My name is Frankie, and I'm a proud member of the Northeast Pennsylvania Democratic Socialists of America. I first joined the DSA on January 7th, 2021, after watching the attempted insurrection. Boo, yeah. When Donald Trump refused to call in the National Guard when our nation's capital was under attack. I realized then that it was going to take each and every one of us doing everything that we can in order to stop the rise of fascism in the United States. And here we are, just 9 months into his second term. We have Donald Trump operating as a power-hungry dictator serving his billionaire oligarchs. Where he's been sending the National Guard to cities across the country on a whim, who've been met by folks in blow-up costumes. Because it's a joke to say that Portland was being invaded. What is not a joke is the modern-day Gestapo, Department of Homeland Security and ICE, sending mass thugs to round up our neighbors. While they're on their way to work or home from school, these are both situations that we've documented here in Luzerne County. For most of this year, DSA has been spearheading the local efforts to push back against increased ICE presence right here in Luzerne County. We brought the attention to the community that the Luzerne County Flood Protection Authority is leasing half of their building to these mass kidnappers. We broke the news that the local DA, Sam Sangdulci, is coordinating with Department of Homeland Security, sending local tax dollars and resources in order to support this fascist agenda.
No money for schools, but plenty for Nazis.
Exactly. We've partnered with organizations like Action Together here to form the NEPA Immigrants' Rights Coalition. And we've been training folks on what to do when ICE comes to your neighborhood. If you'd like to learn more, my comrades and I are passing around flyers about what to do when ICE comes to your neighborhood. Obviously, I'm only one individual, just like each and every one of you. But being a member of an organization allows us to pool our times, skills, and resources, not to only push back against the nightmare of today, but to build a better future for tomorrow. So lastly, I'll end with this. Join the DSA, Action Together, do something to put your collective power to use. Unfortunately, no one's going to save us, and we are the ones who we've been waiting for. No kings, no bosses, no billionaires.
We got 2 more speakers left. Our next one really needs no introduction. I wish that I had a state representative who was willing to fight for my rights, but I live in a different district, so I don't. But we do have a great one here in Wilkes-Barre. Everybody give it up for State Representative Eddie Day Pashinski. Eddie, come on.
God bless America. God bless America. God bless all of you for being here today. Why are we here? We love this country. We love this country because it gave all of us a chance to become whoever we wanted to be. It is an honor for me to be here with you. It is an honor for me to serve you as a state representative. When I say to you it is my honor, it also comes with a duty. And this is what I want to share with you. It's not just Trump. It is not just Trump. Every congressman, every senator, every elected official takes an oath. And that oath is to serve, protect, defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God. So help me God. We are here today because of all those that sacrificed, that fought and died so we could be here today. The hundreds of thousands of men and women that fought the wars so that we could be here today. So that the United States of America has become the most powerful, the wealthiest nation in the world. Why? Because of democracy, giving all of us a chance to work, to dedicate ourselves to succeed, and then to share that with the rest of us. We've been taught to respect, to love one another, to give, to be kind, because one day you may need that. And here in America, we were so respected throughout the entire world because we shared our goodness. We shared that with every community that needed out, that reached out. Why do you think people want to come here? Because of that goodness, because of that kindness, because of the opportunity to become whoever you want to be, as long as you work for it. That is why the United States was always respected and revered throughout the world. And we are going to continue to be respected and revered, to be out throughout the world. You know why? Because our success is going to be dependent on each and every one of us. You are the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the National Guard. You are the ones because it's of, by, and for the people. You have that power. Yes, it's the power of the vote. Yes, but now it's also the power of the voice. And it's the power to continue to reach out. Each one of us need to go to another family member, to another neighbor, to another friend, and make them understand their children's future is in jeopardy. Our freedoms are in jeopardy. We do not want a dictator. No kings! No kings! No kings! Of buying for the people! Of buying for the people! Of buying for the people! You have the power, and we will overcome this. You know why? We're telling the truth. They're lying on every single aspect of what the heck they're doing. But please, once again, you got to hold those congressmen and those senators accountable. We took the vote. We took that oath. And that oath is to stand up and represent the people that elected you to that office. Now it's up to us to get them out. It's up to us to get them out. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Will we do it? Will we do it? God bless America. Love you all.
All right, now our last speaker might have a little bit of a different energy than our previous speaker, but he is going to send us out of here today for our last official speech as part of our program with some motivation and community. So it is my honor to introduce my good friend, someone who I admire a great, great deal. Poppy, come on over. Rod Gereda, everybody.
I always bring a candle and I always dedicate the work, and I encourage you to do it because it really adds something to it for us to share the light, and that's what we're doing here today. We're sharing each other's light. Just a few minor announcements. Make sure you take several of these. These are excellent, and pass them out wherever you are. We should always have one in our vehicles, in our home. The other thing is, there's some very necessary petitions at these tables. You cannot leave without signing. You must sign. They're very, very important. I also want to send a shout out to one of my heroes who is always a blessing to me, and that's Melissa, the head of the NAACP, and I can't tell you how much that organization has done for this region. And also, I've been looking for them, but I saw just two of the saddest looking MAGA people I have ever seen in my life. They're defeated, they feel it, it was in their faces. And yes, good, but I want to say something about that. It is very important for us to engage in non-violent training. Find one, ask Action Together to provide one. I can't tell you how much I have learned from those trainings. From them, I have learned by speaking with Black Lives Matter, who've been dealing with this crap since 1690. From our Native First Nation brothers and sisters who have been dealing with this since 1492. We have a lot to learn from them. From our LGBTQS+ brothers and sisters, who are the ones who are having the most rights stripped away before our very eyes. We need to engage with them. And the oldest of these groups that we need to learn from, the Me Too movement, because they have been dealing with this since Adam threw Eve under the bus. We have a lot to learn from them. Now, normally I never ask you to bow your head because I've never read any scripture of any type that says bow your head. It says, stand up! Stand up! I'm also dedicating this to Jesse Wells. Make sure you search him. Make sure you share his videos. I truly do believe that he will be recorded in history as the troubadour and folk singer of this movement. Find him, share him. Now you tell me, are we the people? We the what? By the what? For the what? We must commit to peace and the importance of showing up for each other, especially all those groups that have been putting up with this for so long. Now we have a taste of it. Now we're engaged. Now we don't have a choice. We must act. From Jesse Wells' words. By the way, every day is what day? No King's Day. No King's Day is every day. We want what? No kings. No hatred. We want what? No violence. No what? No starvation and no greed. Say it 3 times. No kings. No kings. No kings. No walls, and do not judge, and do not allow anyone to judge. There will be no more oppression cowering. We are done with cowering. From this moment on, we will say to kings or king wannabes, no kings! No kings! No kings! We're going to gather every color, every culture, every language, every creed, and we will all shout, no kings! No kings, because hate is real, and we're living it, and it has infiltrated our government, our way of life, our entertainment, and it stops now. If I say I love you, and I do, I must engage love in the core of my work. So from now on, whatever we do, love is the way. Love is the answer. I'm going to ask you now to collectively consider these core values, because I, as one of the most privileged people that has ever walked this earth, I have always had love around me. I have always been able to serve. I have always had justice responding to me. I have always had hope. And if I have hope, all must have hope. I have always had shelter, shelter for my family. And if my family is sheltered, all families must be sheltered. I have always been offered sanctuary. And if my family has found sanctuary, all families must have sanctuary. I have the Creator-given power to survive simply. And if I can survive and find a way to live and survive, all of us must do the same for all of us. And we will do this with dignity and with love. Today is what? Tomorrow is what? No kings. Bless you, everyone. Let's go do some good work. Thank you.
Thank you so much again, everybody, for being here today. Let's just take a moment to remember why we are here. Because the Trump administration is taking it too far. They don't respect our First Amendment rights and many other amendments. They don't respect our freedom of speech and press and assembly. And we are here today all across the world to say that we will fight back, because in America, we don't do kings. Thank you, everyone. My name is Megan Kocher. I'm here at the No Kings rally in Wilkes-Barre with Hellen, who is 100 years old. Hellen, why did you come out today?
Oh, because I want my country back.
She wants her country back.
Yes, yes.
What do you think about the Trump administration?
I know more than Trump knows.
I'm sure.
And I said he can't change history because I lived through it.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, from Hoover, and I never missed voting in 79 years because I couldn't vote until I was 21. But I never missed a primary or a general election. And that's a message that I want to give to everybody, that how important it is to vote if we want to make a change.
Why weren't you able to vote until you were 21?
Because of the law. Because, yeah, they didn't change it to 18. I don't know when it was, but when I was 21, I was able to vote, and that was very important to me because my husband had just come back from World War II. He was an infantry medic, and he went through a lot. So when we were married, six weeks after we were married, he was sent overseas for 2 years in the South Pacific. So that was the beginning, but our marriage lasted for 70 years.
Wow. What advice do you have to all of the young protesters out here?
Oh, just to talk to people. It's very important to talk to people. And try not to sound angry. I mean, everybody says to me, well, what advice do you give for your longevity? And I said, think positive and keep your sense of humor and be able to laugh at yourself. And I think it's very important for the people, the young people, to know that they have to talk to each other in a sensible way. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Helen. Do you want to add anything else?
No, I just want to tell the young people how important it is to vote. Follow my advice and vote every single time. That's the only way we can make a change. And stay active, stay active, stay active.
Thank you so much, Helen. Can I give you a hug? Thank you so much. Today we found solidarity across numerous organizations. We have people from all walks of life who came out, of all ages, of all identities, and we came together to say, we don't accept kings in America.